Hi everybody, More with an Answer here, and today I want to share with you how I put together this tabletop balloon arch. It goes together with just some really simple and common items and makes this super fun look. So follow along and I'll show you how we did it. To make the arch, I used 2 feet of this 3/4 inch PVC pipe, and then I used all 10 feet of this 1/2 inch PEX piping. Now this is what modern water lines are made from instead of copper pipe. You can find it at your hardware store. And then I also used 2 2.5 inch C-clamps, and that's how we'll attach all this to the table. The first thing I did was cut 2 12-inch sections off of my 3/4 inch PVC pipe. So I'm just going to measure out 12 inches here and mark that with my permanent marker. And then I used this PVC pipe cutter, which is made for cutting this type of pipe. And that gave me a square and clean cut on the ends of my pipe. So I cut 2 of these out, and then what I'm going to do is get out my C-clamps. Now the C-clamps have the clamping end and then they've got the lever end, and I want the clamping end to be up on the table side and that lever down below. So right along the vertical part of the clamp, I'm going to attach the PVC pipe to it using a couple zip ties. So I've got it just laying there for reference, and then I'm going to take my zip ties and lay 2 of them under the side of the clamp, and that'll make it so that I can attach these in just a moment. So once I've got those laid out, I'm going to bring the PVC back on top of the clamp, and at first just gently secure the zip ties in place, and that'll hold the PVC so it won't roll away, but it'll give me some time to shimmy it around until I'm happy with its placement. So I'm just going to lock those gently in place at first, and then I'm going to align the end of the pipe with the end of the C-clamp that has the lever on it. So just like you can see here, I've lined that up. Then I just tightened those zip ties clear down and snipped away the tails so they're not going to go anywhere, and it's not going to pop any balloons accidentally when I'm trying to put those on. And then I attached the clamps to the table. So I'm going to put the clamp on all the way until the throat of the clamp is against the side of the table, and I'm gently going to tighten it until it's just snug on the table and it's not going to wiggle. I don't want to tighten this down super hard on my plastic table because you can dent it, but the balloons are so lightweight that it doesn't take a lot of grip strength to make this steady. So once I've got those in place, I then grabbed my 10-foot section of PEX piping, and I'm just going to thread that into the PVC pipe that's attached to the clamps, and I'm going to secure that in place with a bit of tape. I only want the PEX piping to sit inside the PVC a couple inches, and the tape will just hold that in place and make sure it doesn't sink further down into the pipe. I'm using a 6-foot table for this setup, and the 10-foot section of PEX pipe works really well for this height and I think gives a nice arch. If you wanted to use an 8-foot table, you're gonna need to have a longer piece of pipe. My hardware store sold this in 10-foot and 25-foot sections. You're probably gonna have to buy the 25-foot and cut it down to the right length for your table. And now we're ready for balloons. So I'm using my balloon inflator as well as my sizer box, which I'll have linked above, as well as 12-inch balloons in 2 different colors, and I'm going to make a spiral arch for the tabletop. Now I'm going to just inflate these balloons till they're almost full, and then using the 8-inch circle as a guide, I'm going to slowly let air out of that balloon until it just fits through that circle. And that means all of my balloons are going to be sized to 8 inches. And what makes a really consistent and nice looking arch is having consistent balloon sizes. So I'm going to go ahead and size all of my balloons to this 8-inch section, and I'm going to work in groups of 4, 2 of one color, 2 of the second color, so I can build my quads. With my first 2 balloons, I'm going to tie them together just by wrapping it once around and then tying those nozzles together with a simple knot, and that's going to make my first pair. Now I'm going to repeat this with my second color, and then using the same technique, I'm going to go ahead and take the nozzles of those balloons, wrap them around, and tie a simple knot. And this is going to give me my second pair. With 1 pair in each hand, I'm going to gently nestle these together so that the nozzles touch, and then twist 2 different balloons around each other, and this is going to lock together all 4 balloons into a quad. Now I'm just going to repeat this step until I have 20 quads for my arch. To assemble the arch, I'm going to take my first quad, and between 2 different colors, I'm going to slide the pipe right up against the nozzles of the balloons, and then twist those 2 different colored balloons together. And this will lock the balloon quad to the pole and it won't pop off. So once I've got those twisted together, I'm gently going to press it down against the table until it lies into a flat square. And then I'm going to grab the next quad and repeat these steps again. So put it right up against the pole between two different colored balloons, twist those balloons together, and then gently press it down on the quad below it until they're really snug together. And then you'll just keep repeating this step all the way across the arch. Now I'm doing a spiral pattern with my two colors, and so that means that as I add balloons, I need to watch where the colors are. So the purple balloon, I'm going to put right on top of the previous purple balloon, but slightly to the right. And so every time I add a quad, I'm rotating the colors just slightly to the right, and that's what's going to give me my spiral. And that's all there is to putting together this tabletop arch. It's really simple, inexpensive, but adds such a wow factor to a table. I hope you found today's project inspirational. It just goes to show, with a few basic items, you can make something really spectacular without busting the bank. If you enjoyed today's video, please consider subscribing below. I'd love to have you join our creative community as we discuss all kinds of event items, how to make things, and how to solve event questions and problems. So definitely hit that subscribe button below and check out some of these other videos until the next time. So until I see you in the future, stay creative.